Good evening. It's that time of year again. School zones will once again be busy and pose hazards for drivers. The RCMP is urging motorists to take extreme caution when approaching any school zone. Elise Cox has more.
This school zone is now deserted, but come Tuesday, it'll be busy with school back in session. And this means school zone rules come into effect.
The school zones are in effect from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there are fines associated to being in excess of the 30-kilometer-an-hour limit.
But speed isn't the only thing drivers should be watching. Motorists have to be aware of children coming in and out of traffic.
Anytime you're driving through a school zone, you have to be aware as the operator of the vehicle that children are going to be darting in and out, especially if they're coming around other parked vehicles or buses that are dropping them off. So you always have to be cognizant of the fact that that's a concern moving forward.
School zone laws come into effect this Tuesday at 8 a.m. Elise Cox, Newcap News.
And kids may be heading back to school on Tuesday, but for some, it'll be the first time. For first day kindergartners can be filled with tears and nerves for both parents and child.
Turning off.
5-year-old Tessa is all set for her first taste of kindergarten.
Want to finish.
Tessa and her mom have spent a lot of time talking about school and just what to expect on her new adventure.
Being attentive, being herself, and reading, learning, and respectful to others, and learning to take turns. That's one of the things that we've been talking about. And we've talked pretty much, it would take the whole day.
It's a conversation teachers encourage parents to have.
Talk to them about what's going to happen during the school day, where they're going to pick them up at the end of the school day, what kinds of things they might do at recess, activities, playing in the gym, and those kinds of things.
Spending time at the school prior to the first day can also help make the transition easier.
They can get a feel for the place without a lot of children there, and then just focus on the positives. Right, you're going to have friends, you're going to be able to learn new things. There's people going to be there that's going to help you.
The school day is filled with routine and structure, something first-time students can find the most challenging.
We spend a lot of time in kindergarten making sure that they're settled in, they're comfortable at school, they know the routines and procedures, and that they view school as a place they want to come to have fun and learn.
But it's not only the kids who get nerves. For many parents, sending their child off for the first time can be just as nerve-wracking.
I've talked to many parents and, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful because most of them, they've been so supportive.
But once the fear of the unknown has passed, along with the first day, it should be smooth sailing from there.
Lloydminster students have a chance to be part of an Alberta-wide scholarship program. 30 post-secondary youth will be chosen for a $1,000 scholarship to help fund their education. Once again, here's Elise Cox.
The Young and Free Scholarship Program is looking to get young people involved in their finances and develop good spending and saving habits.
Knowledge is power, so the more information you have, the better you can prepare for that cash flow that's going to come your way when you are done school and start your career.
To apply for the scholarship, students have to submit a video or written essay describing their mentor. And aside from the obvious financial reason to apply, the program's goal is to inspire.
The essay topic is a great way to get these students thinking about how their mentor has, inspired them, or how they can start making a difference in their community and bettering their world as well.
The scholarship is open to any 17 to 25-year-old post-secondary student with a Young and Free bank account at Servus Credit Union. The deadline to apply is September 24th. Elise Cox, Newcap News.
Now, last night they were taking on the Kindersley Clippers. On Friday, the Bobcats beat them 8-1, but the Cats will lose a heartbreaker in this one. The Clippers scored the game winner with less than a minute to go in the third period. The final was 5-4 for the bad guys, but there's no rest for the weary. The boys are back in action tonight, like we were mentioning, but this game is in Wainwright, where they're taking on the North Battleford's North Stars. The game just got underway. Now, we first brought you the story of a local softball team from back in the early 90s who achieved something that's pretty hard to come by, even in pro sports. The Lloydminster Junior A Liners won several championships in a row, and after being recognized by the Alberta Hall of Fame 8 years ago, the team is now garnering national praise. Now, we spoke with the Liners GM who helped build the local dynasty.
When you think of sport dynasties, teams like the Edmonton Oilers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the New York Yankees come to mind. But here in the border city, we are home to our very own dynasty. The Lloydminster Liners Junior A team proved to be unstoppable in the early 90s. The club won 4 straight national championship titles in a row, a feat that could be tough to beat.
1990 was the big year. That's when it all started. We got very, very serious, and we were serious before, don't get me wrong. It's just that we didn't maybe have the talent in the right places.
Mike Lamb was the general manager of the Liners in the late 80s and when they won the championships. The team was inducted into the Softball Alberta Hall of Fame back in 2004. Now, 8 years later, it was announced the team will be inducted into the Softball Canada Hall of Fame.
Anytime you're honored for either locally or provincially or whatever, it's always an honor because a lot of volunteers and a lot of work went into the organization, and finally you get big time recognition for it.
The team won championships from 1990 to 1993. Lamb, the architect behind the dynasty, says the teams wouldn't be as successful if both the coaches and the players didn't buy into the system.
We had some pretty strict rules on our team. But at the same token, the guys all knew that the end result could be a gold medal, and we always kept focused.
Lamb is one of the few people credited with helping shape the baseball scene here in the border city. A few months ago, a diamond field at the Legion Ballpark was named after him. The gesture meant a lot to Lamb. He says finding local talent was a major factor in his team's championships.
Among our local people, like Danny Haygarth and Garth Gazovich and so on, we had some real good local talent, and they all bought into the program, and away we went from there.
The team will be honored during a ceremony in November.